What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. My name's Travis. This is my brother Parker. We are back and we are ready to recap week 4 of the English Premier League with you guys, and then give us our week 5, or give you guys our week 5 predictions. Okay, so let's get straight into it.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Pretty fun week 4. A few surprises. Nothing I'd say that's too crazy, but yeah, let's start off with the first game, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Parker, what did you
Yeah,
think?
I think Arsenal took care of business. It was good to see Eze make his Arsenal debut or first start. Also pick up assist to my boy Jokeris, who's chasing Holland for the Golden Boot. Yeah, overall, I thought Arsenal took care of business and showed why they are a title contender.
Yeah, uh, I thought it was going to be a tricky game, but sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. Arsenal at home, they're not going to lose the Forest. Um, Unfortunately, Ainge did not get his whatever first manager game win, whatever that
The new
trend.
manager bounce was not there.
It was not there. I mean, not gonna happen yet. Playing out Arsenal is not ideal, so that was a result that most people saw coming. Arsenal money line, Arsenal win. All right, moving on to Bournemouth Brighton. We were pretty much we. I think we felt this coming. I think we both thought it was going to be a draw, but it's never that simple, is it? I think we felt like if any team was going to win it, it was going to be Bournemouth, and that's exactly what happened. They took care of business.
Yep, I mean that is exactly what we talked about last week. And what a great winner it was. Alex Scott, Peach, Peach of a
Class,
goal.
class. Yeah, Brighton's they've been besides their win against Man City, they really haven't been that solid so far
Mm-mm.
this season.
No, they're
Um,
leaking goals.
a little bit, yeah. They got to work on it. Moving on to Crystal Palace Sunderland. Um, I got this one correct. I predicted a draw. Um,
I think I went for a Palace win, maybe.
you did, um, which is completely valid. But I think them missing Sar, one of their best attackers, just when you're missing one of your usual starters, it takes some time. Yeremy Pino, their new signing, he replaced them at the beginning. He looked pretty solid. He created some chances, but Sunderland's a pretty resilient team, they've shown, and yeah, pretty boring 0-0 draw. Um, Moving on to the next game, another 0-0 draw. I think we kind of thought this was going to be we were going to see some goals in this game, but nothing.
Yeah, I thought, I think I may have predicted Villa's slide to continue. And if there was going to be a result here, it was going to be Everton. Um, but I'm sure the Toffees will be happy with the point here.
Yeah. I I thought Everton were going to nick it. I thought they were going to win. Um, Dude, Aston Villa just they are in such shambles right now. They still have not scored a goal in the league yet this season, which is mind blowing.
They're in free fall, and
Pretty much.
Unai Emery has got to do something, change it up, start someone else, do something else. Time to switch it up.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to another low scoring game, Fulham Leeds United. Fulham nick it at the end to win it, which I was happy about. That was both of our predictions, I
Yeah, I
believe.
was gonna say I know I had Fulham.
I think we both predicted more goals than that. But nevertheless, Fulham win it. Much needed win.
Hmm.
Not really nothing nothing else
Yeah,
to say about that game.
yeah, I don't really have much else there.
Yeah. I mean, sorry guys. But this game, Newcastle Wolves, I expected Newcastle to just destroy them. I thought it was going to be at least 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, 3-1, something along those lines. But Newcastle get a win at home. And new signing, Voltmade, gets his first goal. Hey,
Voltamade.
Voltemade, sorry.
But yeah, great to see him on the score sheet in his debut. I'm sure Newcastle fans are thrilled. And the commentary on that one from the NBC team was so good. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Um, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but great header for him. Being 6'7", you're probably going to see a lot of that this year. So yeah, I think Newcastle might have their new nine.
Yeah, so glad I had him in my fantasy team this weekend. That was pretty clutch. But hopefully more goals to come for Voltemade. And yeah, they won. Newcastle get a dub at home. It looks like they were having trouble early on this season. I think they will kind of gradually improve as a team, especially with their new signings. So going on to Spurs West Ham. I actually had hope in West Ham and in this game. I thought this game was going to be a. I believe I predicted the draw, but once again, Spurs remind me that they are a contender for the top five this year.
Yeah, I am also sticking with my guns that West Ham are a terrible team, and Tottenham proved it again. Good to see Xavi Simmons pick up an assist in this one as well.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I thought Spurs looked good in the attacking half again, and um, yeah, I mean I think that they're they're gearing up for a big Champions League run too. So let's keep an eye on Spurs how they handle the I guess how Thomas Frank handles the midweek games moving forward.
Yes, the extra depth, squad depth, is going to be
Hmm.
pretty crucial for these teams moving forward. Um, I mean, early on, it's not going to be a huge challenge, but as we go on, it's gonna show a little bit. So be ready for some surprises. Here, talking about surprises, Brentford tie Chelsea 2-2.
Yeah,
I mean,
huge result for Brentford, and I mean we kind of have been talking about it, dancing around the last couple weeks, but like the G Tech is a formidable place to go and play. And they showed just why. They've got a great fan base that really rallies the team. Um, Great result for Brentford. I thought from a Chelsea perspective, it's good to see Cole Palmer back and also back on the score sheet. But yeah, you really need to see this one out if you're Chelsea.
yeah, we were talking about Chelsea being a unstoppable train before this weekend. Not at the G Tech, baby. Don't underestimate the G Tech. Okay, moving on to Liverpool Burnley. Liverpool once again scrape out a win.
Yeah, and it's kind of like how many more times can Liverpool do this? You know,
Yes.
I was pretty not impressed specifically with Florian Wirtz in this one. I feel like this was the type of game that he was brought in for. This is where the little, you know, combinations around the edge of the box, tight feet, we're going to unlock defenses. And he was pretty much non-existent, and it took a lucky handball to get y'all over the line.
Yeah. I mean, a win's a win, but champions often they have to look convincing at some point. Statement win. And that's what Man City did against Manchester United. 3-0. Just, I mean, I was surprised because Manchester United were actually creating some decent opportunities forward. But I think Donnarumma playing, just being thrown into the starting lineup, he looked like the absolute, pro that he is. And I think he's going to make this City team very good.
Yeah, I agree. I think on the Donnarumma point, he's obviously a very different keeper than Ederson, and his style of play is completely different than Pep's. I think we kind of talked about this last week, but I was very curious to see how they used him in the build-up play. Um, but what I found interesting about this game was it felt like a must-win for both teams this early in the season, and from a United perspective, you just want to see a bit more fight out of them in a derby. Like in the second half, I felt like they just kind of were bodies running around, not they just didn't care.
I slightly disagree with that. I mean, Mbumo had a ridiculous shot saved by Donnarumma. I think they pushed for goals, but just City kind of soaked it up and they moved the ball around. Yes, United were missing Cunha, but I mean they couldn't get a goal. That's it. I mean, if they had gotten a goal, you would have said, "Oh yeah, they showed some fight," but they just couldn't put one away, unfortunately. Um, but they have a chance to bounce back this coming week. So against another big game, Chelsea. So let's move on to match week 5 and first game early
Before we
morning.
go into these, do you want to go over our bets or no?
No, we'll save that for
Okay.
Friday or Thursday, whatever. Early morning matchup. We've got
Merseyside.
we've got the Merseyside derby. This one's a little bit tricky. I Everton's been playing well. Liverpool have been scraping away wins. Maybe there could be a drop off, but I don't know. What do you think?
I'm in a very vulnerable place with my predictions. Um, and I want to say that a drop off is coming from Liverpool because I don't think that what they're doing is sustainable. And I want to say that the emotions will just be a little too high in this one, and that Everton pick up a point. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say it continues for one more week. Liverpool scrape out a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I uh, I want to say like the past. I'm pretty sure the past 3 times Liverpool have hosted Everton at home. They've had a clean sheet win. But this Everton team's a little bit different. They've been scoring goals.
Hmm.
They're coming off a 0-0 draw. So I do think there are goals in this game. I might be crazy, but give me 3-2 Liverpool.
All
I think
right.
I think it could be a little crazy.
We're on the same path.
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't get to 5 goals, but I just Why not? Sometimes you just gotta, say the unexpected. So let's move on to Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur. So this is an intriguing matchup. So we talked about it not that long ago. Several of these teams had midweek matchups. Tottenham, Liverpool was one of them. That's one of the reasons why they could maybe falter a little bit. Tottenham's one. One team that did not have a midweek matchup was Brighton.
Yeah, and on day of recording this, this is Tuesday evening, and Tottenham did pick up a win today in the Champions League. So congrats to you Spurs fans. Um, but I'm kind of feeling this is going to be another Brighton City type of game at the Amex. So you know what? Give me Brighton 2-1.
Yeah, I'm torn between this game. So I like to look at like the past five results between the two teams because I like to see if there's like a trend somehow.
Sure. Hmm.
Sometimes that it actually happens, sometimes it doesn't. But so their last matchup, I believe Brighton won. They absolutely smacked Spurs at home, I believe. I want to say Brighton won like 4-1 at um, Tottenham. So, but before that, last four games before that game, the home team had won. So,
That's a good trend then.
so I'm thinking that that trend kind of ended last game. The away team won. So I'm actually thinking that the away team's going to win again. I think Tottenham's going to get revenge against Brighton for smacking them at home at the end of last season. So I think Spurs are going to win 3-1.
All right.
But I'm
We
not.
fade each other this time.
Yeah, but I do like I could see Brighton winning. I'm not throwing that away. I could definitely see that happening, especially because they didn't have a midweek game and they want to bounce back from last
Yeah,
game.
they've had a couple of bad results
Yeah,
together now, and it just seems like they're a good enough team to bounce back.
yeah. So I could totally see that happening, but I like the idea of the away team winning again and a new trend occurring. All right, moving on to Burnley Forest. Forest actually have a midweek game. I am in love with Burnley to get a result in this game.
Yep, I was kind of leaning the same way. I just have not decided how good of a result.
Yeah, it's either going to be a draw or Burnley win. That's my prediction. I don't know. I want to say Burnley win 1-0. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I definitely think that there will be a response after the Liverpool game last week from Burnley. Give me, I don't want to say the same thing as you, but I was really kind of thinking the same. So we're gonna ride that together. Burnley 1-0.
Come on, Burnley.
Up the Clarets.
Yeah, in my view, Forest have had so many changes in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I just I don't trust them right now. I really don't.
I don't
So
either, and it's frustrating because I feel like it's hurting Dan and Doy's potential.
yeah, probably. I mean, they looked so good in week one, and then just massive drop off. So yeah,
Mhm.
we're riding it. Burnley, big W. We'll see. Um, Now we got West Ham hosting Crystal Palace. I mean, does West Ham's misery continue? They've gotten smacked at home every time they've played there this season. So maybe their home field advantage is just not existent. I'm pretty sure last season it was the same way. They sucked at home and they were pretty good when they played away. So,
Well, from what I remember, when they moved into the London Stadium, their fans were not very happy because the stands are much further away from the pitch, and there's a track around the pitch, and it's not a football stadium. It's a track and field stadium.
yeah.
So, maybe that contributes to it. Either way, I feel this one has draw written all over it. Give me 1-1.
Yeah. West Ham, I mean they have to get something out of this game.
Yep.
Crystal Palace had a midweek game. Um, but West Ham, they have to get something. I mean, Jared Bowen's got to pull something out of his ass. They have to figure out something. Okay, so I'm gonna agree with you, 1-1. Um,
All right,
but
back to back, same bets.
totally see Crystal Palace getting a win as well. But yeah, Palace have not lost this season. They're undefeated. They've gotten a lot of draws, but they've been solid.
Yeah, great shout.
Um,
I think it continues.
yeah, I do too. Moving on to Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Leeds United. What do you think?
Yeah, this one's tough to call, but I think Wolves will get their first win of the season. So give
All
me
right.
Wolves 1-0.
Mm. I think this is going to be a cracker of a game. I think goals. I'm going to go Leeds United win 3-2.
Mm.
I just This just seems like one of those games where both teams do not care. They just they're flying at each other, just open game. I mean, what do they have to lose, honestly? This is a game that both teams need to win. Wolves have, they've gotten screwed over ish. They just haven't, you know, just break the bottle open. Just break it open. Goals galore. Yeah. The Leeds nick it. Wolves continue to struggle. Um, Moving on to the big second biggest game of the weekend.
Definitely
And
second biggest.
second biggest, I'd say, actually, maybe the third biggest. Bournemouth Newcastle.
I thought you were going to say Merseyside.
No, no, I wouldn't say that. Um, okay, what do you think is going to happen?
United lose again. Amorim gets sacked after this game.
Oh my
Bold
gosh.
statement, I know. Chelsea 2-0. Garnacho scores and just hits that Ronaldo celebration sitting on the side wall, and he
Wow.
waves Ruben Amorim goodbye.
Jeez, that's not what I expected you to say. I'm actually on the other side. I think United get their first big win of the season. I think that with Chelsea's midweek matchup against Bayern Munich, which is being played tomorrow, I believe. I looked at the last five results. United have not lost to them at home. I believe that's right. I got to double check. But yeah, I actually think United looked threatening against City. I think with the crowd, I think they can. I think they can make it happen.
I just think that the midfield will be a little too open, and Chelsea will win in that department, and United won't be able to do much else outside of that. So that's why I give the edge to Chelsea.
All right, that's fair. I think United's gonna have the edge without a midweek matchup, but I Chelsea's definitely the better team. I agree
Well,
with
yeah, I
that.
mean Chelsea's squad depth is insane. So I think they're probably if not maybe outside of Arsenal, and Liverpool, the best team capable of dealing with midweek
That's
games.
that's true. That's true. I'm betting on chaos for this weekend, so that's why I'm going with United. But could totally be wrong. Um, let's move on to Fulham Brentford. This is just kind of a game that's on the schedule and nobody really thinks of it. It just looks like a draw, tastes like a draw. Probably not going to be a draw.
I was about to say, looks like it, smells like it, so I'm going to take a Fulham win.
Yeah, me too. Me too. 2-1.
I'll go. I'll go. I could see goals. Say 3-2.
Well, okay. High scoring. All right, moving on. I love this game. Bournemouth hosting Newcastle. Newcastle have a Champions League matchup this week.
Big one at that.
Who are they playing?
They are hosting Barcelona.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Imagine, okay, imagine Newcastle United. Imagine a Dan Burn winner against Barcelona.
Could you imagine?
That would be
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
hilarious.
Tearing up just thinking about it.
Nobody knows the playing style of Newcastle United except for Newcastle United fans. But Dan Burn is just a different breed of human being. I don't know what he does, why he's good at soccer, but somehow he's decent.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think if anyone is capable of tearing him apart, it's Barcelona's quick wingers,
oh,
Rafinha and Yamal, but also Antoine Semenyo of Bournemouth. I think that Newcastle kind of rode off the crowd last week. I don't think they obviously will not have that at the Vitality. So give me Bournemouth uh, 2-1. I also think Newcastle will be a little laggy after the Champions League match. They were dreadful uh, last year, 2 years ago, after their Champions League weeks. So I kind of think it's going to continue because I just don't see enough squad depth there. So give me Bournemouth.
yeah, you know what? You and I are actually on the same page again for this one. Though I do think Newcastle United are, you know, trying to get back in form. Big win. Just 1-0 against Wolves, probably the worst team in the league, is not good enough, in my opinion. I think they experience a little drop off again before they hit their stride. Um, so yeah, I think, and Bournemouth is such an underrated team. I think this game is quote unquote ripe for the picking for the cherries. Um,
Nice. I see
yeah,
what you did there.
that was good. So yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0 win for Bournemouth.
Okay.
Yeah, Newcastle United, a little bit of a hangover after their game against Barca, which I actually think they're going to get a result. Might be crazy, but Yeah, I know
Ooh,
it's a sour taste, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Sunderland, Aston Villa. This game reeks of
stinks.
boredom.
This game stinks.
I
And
mean,
that's why I'm going to jump on the chaos train and Aston Villa win at the Stadium of Light 2-1. They finally score, and they score twice.
goodness gracious. You know they just got knocked out of the
Yes, everything is trending down. The club is in disarray. They need a result. They go to the Stadium of Light and rob them.
wow. I'm gonna say I actually think 3-2 Sunderland. Yeah, I like yeah, I'm betting on chaos, but I'm also I just don't trust Aston Villa still. I don't
I don't
I
either.
think
It's a disgusting pick. I feel gross making that prediction.
yeah,
At
that's
some point, they will win a game. It's got to be now.
that's so accurate, dude. I mean, that's just that this game is that night that you go out and you know you shouldn't go out and you just drink too much and then the next day your stomach's not feeling good and you just regret your decisions. Yeah, I mean I don't care. I
That's
don't
such
care.
an interesting comparison.
Yeah, I don't know why I made that comparison, but this is just the hangover game. Nobody wants to watch it, but I think it's going to be maybe one of the most entertaining games of the weekend. Give me Sunderland.
All right, drum roll, please.
Yep, and drum roll for Arsenal, Manchester City, the biggest game of the weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna bet on a boring game. I'm gonna give it a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, um, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm fairly certain the last at least 3 seasons they've drawn at the Emirates. Um, Last year, Arteta got crucified for being too conservative in this matchup late in the season. And I'm just wondering if that's in the back of his head, especially after dropping points at Liverpool. I feel like Arsenal will go for it a little bit more. I think City's defense can be exposed, as we've seen all year. Um, so give me Arsenal 2-0.
Hmm. Whoa. Okay. That's interesting. You know, I looked at the past five results for this game as well, and Arsenal have not lost to City. They've, I forgot what their home record was, but I believe they've won two, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. They either won two or drew two and won one. But I don't. I don't feel comfortable picking that because Manchester City looked so good against Man United.
But it's Manchester United.
Yes, but with Donnarumma, I think it brings a whole new like level to their team, and I want to say they continue to get results after that form. I don't think they're just gonna play so well that game and then just drop off once again. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a draw, 1-1.
I don't hate it, and I could definitely see that playing out. That would be a good result for both sides.
Yeah, but yeah, they're saving the biggest game for the end of the weekend. But guys, don't underestimate the Sunderland Aston Villa game. That could be the
Listen to us hyping that game up. I bet it. Watch it be a nil-nil stinker, no shots on target.
yeah. Listen to me hyping up me thinking that Wolverhampton Wanderers and Leeds United and Sunderland Aston Villa are going to be the games of the weekend. I'm psychotic.
What do we know?
What do we know? But guys, you never know. Midweek games, there's always surprises that weekend. So don't be surprised if there's a big upset. Expect it. Expect chaos, guys. But guys, that's all we got for you in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go check out our other videos and be ready for our best bets later on this week. Okay? So we shall see you guys later. Adios.
Talk to you later.